I'm gonna show you how to predict who's going to win at the Oscars. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, I can't predict the Oscars, I haven't seen the movies. But here's the thing. Neither is the Academy. The Oscars are a big industry circle jerk, and there's one rule that they always follow, and I'm gonna share it with you. Also, hello and welcome to Nameless Media. I am your host. I don't have a name, that's why the channel is called that. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to hear more of me yapping about movies. Today I'm gonna go through all of the categories at the Oscars, and I'm gonna share my predictions for who's gonna win, and my picks for my favorite nominee in each category. Back to that rule I was talking about earlier, it can be boiled down to a single sentence, and I'm calling it the narrative law. The narrative law says the nominee with the best real-life narrative wins. It's not about merit, it's not about skill, and it's not about what's on the screen or behind the scenes. It's all about the real-life story surrounding each nominee. That's what makes for the most successful awards campaigns. Now, to be fair, this mostly applies to the acting awards. If you're looking at a technical category and there's no one nominee with a particularly strong real-life narrative, then you can look at whichever nominee has won the most precursor awards at other ceremonies this season. Namely, the Screen Actors Guild, the Directors Guild, the Writers Guild, the Golden Globes, and the BAFTAs. Furthermore, movies that are nominated for Best Picture are more likely to win awards in other categories because studios are more willing to spend campaign resources on a film that's Best Picture nominated. So on that note, let's start with Best Picture. Here they are ranked, in my opinion, from most likely to win to least likely to win. These pictures were taken from the Awards Expert app. If you're familiar with the YouTube channel The Oscar Expert, this app was made by Brother Bro. And you can follow me on Awards Expert at Nameless Media. I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera this video, all the nominees are on my phone. Okay, Anora's the frontrunner. It won PGA, DGA, and Critics' Choice. It could also go to Conclave or A Complete Unknown. The nightmare scenario is that the Academy is even stupider than we thought and it goes to Emilia Perez. The chances of this are low, but not zero. So, as of right now, my official prediction for Best Picture is gonna be Anora. For my personal pick, you're gonna have to check out my recent video where I rank all 10 Best Picture nominees from least favorite to most favorite. If you like long video essays, this video is almost an hour long. Good luck. Have fun. Best Director. I'm predicting Sean Baker. Once again, Anora is the Best Picture frontrunner. Runner-up is going to be Brady Corbet. He picked up a handful of precursors. But Sean Baker won at the DGAs, and the DGA is composed of a lot of the same people that are in the director's branch of the Academy, so I think that that's a pretty strong indicator. Denis Villeneuve was snubbed for Dune. Ramel Ross was snubbed for Nickel Boys. If I had it my way, I'd kick James Mangold and Jacques Audiard out of this category so that Ramel Ross and Denis Villeneuve could get recognition. But even if we make those substitutions, my personal pick is still Coralie Farja for the substance. It's clear that she had so much fun making this thing. She has so much love for cinema. I think that she did a fantastic job. Best Actress. This is where the narrative law starts to kick in. It's going to Demi Moore. Now, to be fair, it's a competitive category. Mikey Madison is a close runner-up. She's also won a lot of precursors, but Demi Moore has the best career narrative, and there's also a lot of overlap between her character in the movie and her real life story. She's an industry veteran, she's a well-known star, it's a daring performance, it's all there, it's gotta go to Demi Moore. And if you saw my last video, you'd know that she's my personal pick too. Best Actor. It's a tight race between Timmy and Adrien Brody, but Timmy has the better narrative. So if Timothee Chalamet wins this award, he'd be the youngest ever winner of Best Actor, beating Adrien Brody, who is the previous youngest ever winner of Best Actor. He won for The Pianist back in the early 2000s. So Adrien Brody has won more precursor awards, so he's probably the analyst pick, but I'm gonna put the narrative law to the test by locking in a prediction for Timothée Chalamet. But my personal pick, Ralph Fiennes, best performance in the category. In my last video, I pronounced his name Ralph Fiennes. Sorry about that, but Ralph Fiennes' performance in Conclave is massively underrated in my opinion. If you want more information, check out my latest video. Best Supporting Actress, it's going to Zoe Saldana. She swept every precursor. If you've got an Oscars pool at your workplace or among your friends or something, you've got to predict Zoe Saldana here. It's free money. It's obviously going to her. As for my personal pick, doesn't matter, Uncle Ben, Margaret Qualley in The Substance is better than all of them. But if I had to pick one of the five, probably Ariana Grande. She did a really good job. Best Supporting Actor, Kieran Culkin. Obviously, this is the most boring category at the ceremony. Kieran Culkin has been sweeping even harder than Zoe Saldana. Kieran Culkin's narrative is that his acceptance speeches are funny, and awards bodies like giving him trophies so that he can walk on stage with those friendship bracelets and flirt with Pedro Pascal on national television.
Suck it, Pedro. Sorry. Mine.
A lot of people have been asking about my arm. It's actually my shoulder. And I think tonight is a perfect time to tell everyone that Kieran Culkin beat the shit out of me.
Pick, doesn't matter Uncle Ben, Adam Pearson in A Different Man is better than all of them. Also, Clarence Macklin in Sing Sing is better than all of them. If I had to pick one, I guess I'd pick Kieran. I think that his inclusion in this category is kind of category fraud. He's obviously a co-lead with Jesse Eisenberg in A Real Pain. Like, this straight up just is not a supporting performance. This is obviously a lead performance. The film centers around his character, but I don't have particularly strong feelings about any of the other performances in the category. I'd probably pick his big brother Kendall, but I haven't seen The Apprentice yet. I just really like Jeremy Strong, you know? Original screenplay, I'm predicting Anora because it won the Writers Guild and it's the best picture frontrunner. I'm a really big fan of Sean Baker's naturalistic dialogue, so I'm happy to see this. A Real Pain is also a contender. There's a narrative law argument to be made there because Jesse Eisenberg wrote the film, and that's a really interesting career path to go from somebody who's primarily an actor to now an actor, writer, director. But Sean Baker still has a strong narrative as a beloved indie filmmaker who sheds light on the treatment of sex workers and who is now getting his big mainstream break with a massive Best Picture frontrunner. My personal pick is The Substance. That screenplay is hilarious. Best Adapted Screenplay, Conclave. I think this is pretty much set in stone. It's won a lot of the precursors, and it's the strongest Best Picture nominee in the category. People are saying A Complete Unknown could also make it in, but I don't really see it. For my personal pick, I'm going with Nickel Boys, because that's the most underrated film of the year. Best International Feature. The question is, will this go to Emilia Perez? I really hope not. Brazilian Community? I'm counting on y'all. I'm Still Here has been overperforming expectations since day one. I'd even go as far as to say that it's been overperforming so much that there's a narrative law argument to be made, especially with how big Fernanda Torres is in Brazil. This is assuming that the Academy has succumbed to the massive controversy surrounding Emilia Perez, but we'll just have to see. As much as I love seeing animation getting recognition as a legitimate cinematic medium on the award circuit, I don't pick Flow over I'm Still Here, and I don't predict it either, knowing that half the Academy still thinks that animation is for babies. Pick and prediction, I'm Still Here. Best Documentary Feature. Okay, I haven't seen any of these, and I was gonna skip over this category, and I'm still gonna skip over all the shorts, but I've got to talk about No Other Land. No Other Land is a documentary about Palestine filmed in Gaza, and nobody's able to see it. It hasn't gotten a wide release because it hasn't been picked up for distribution in the United States. It's only been shown in a small number of cities. So no, I haven't seen No Other Land, but I'm picking it out of spite. Can I predict it? Will it win? I sure hope so, but I'm worried that there are too many Zionists in the Academy for this movie to have a fair shot. They're probably going to go with this documentary about Ukraine instead. So No Other Land, crazy narrative, but the film's narrative law argument backfires if the voters are Zionists. Therefore, prediction, probably Porcelain War. Best Animated Feature, it's a tough race between Flow and The Wild Robot. This is the Academy that awarded Boy and the Heron over Across the Spider-Verse, so it could be said that the Academy is biased in favor of foreign animation, but I do think that that win can be attributed to Hayao Miyazaki's prestige as a filmmaker. Again, narrative law. Wild Robot is a more accessible and more widely popular film. It was also nominated under Best Sound and Best Original Song, so I'm gonna predict Wild Robot. Wild Robot would certainly be one of the better Best Animated Feature winners in recent memory. But my personal pick, Wallace and Gromit. That was the most charming and delightful animated film that I've seen all year. It's got an anti-AI message. That's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, I hate to admit it, but British people kind of ate with this one. Best Cinematography, this category is a complete mess. Where's Conclave? Where's Nickel Boys? Where's The Substance? I don't want to watch Maria. That's not a real movie. You'll notice I've ranked Nosferatu as least likely to win in every category in which it's nominated, and this is due to the Academy's long-standing bias against horror films. So I'm really sorry, Nosferatu fans. I do think the film is worthy of more merit than it's going to receive, but I can almost guarantee that this movie is going to walk home empty-handed. I'm predicting The Brutalist on narrative law grounds. The film was shot on VistaVision, which is this old film format that has a sideways frame in order to maximize visual fidelity. That's kind of nerdy, but it's pretty novel, and I think it makes for a compelling narrative. I almost don't want to make a pick because of all the egregious snubs in this category. Like, Coralie Farja set up a filmmaking lab to master all of the close-up shots in The Substance. Furthermore, Nickel Boys is the visual storytelling accomplishment of the decade. But if I had to pick one of these 5, I'm giving it to my boy Greg Fraser. Personal pick, Dune Part 2. Best editing, I don't think I'm knowledgeable enough to talk inside baseball about film editing, but if Karsten Rundquist is to be believed, this category is kind of a mess. I will say, where's Challengers? The Academy is biphobic. I'm picking and predicting Anora. The director Sean Baker is also the editor of the film. I could be mistaken, but I think he edits all his films, and at any rate, I think this shows that editing is a major consideration within his artistic vision. Narrative law, pick and predict, Sean Baker. Best production design, Brutalist wins, narrative law. The film was made for less than $10 million over 7 years of production hell, and it looks great. As much as I love Conclave and Dune, my personal pick is Wicked for reasons that I explained in my Best Picture nominees ranked video. Shout out Hollywood blockbusters with massive physical sets. Costume design, narrative law, Wicked adapts costumes from a beloved Broadway musical. Costume design is the award where they get to recognize the populist Best Picture nominee with a big budget that doesn't have a chance at winning any of the acting awards. Ariana Grande, I'm sorry that you're getting robbed by Emilia Perez. And Cynthia Erivo, I'm so sorry. You did a great job, but that category is just too competitive this year. But anyways, costume design, predicting Wicked. I'm gonna go ahead and give it my personal pick as well. Best makeup and hairstyling, you gotta give it to The Substance, right? I really hope that Academy horror bias doesn't kick in, because The Substance is the objectively correct pick here. If not, A Different Man is also really solid. What I'm saying is, if this award goes to Emilia Perez, I'm gonna be on the national news. Pick and prediction, The Substance. Best visual effects, Dune is a technical marvel and deserves recognition. I hope this is the one place where Dune doesn't get snubbed. I don't think it'll go to any of the 3 Monkey movies, and as much as I love Alien Romulus, I can't get down with CGI deepfake grave digging. Picking and predicting Dune Part 2. Best sound, it's Dune, right? Like, the worms? I saw that in IMAX, my seat was shaking. They could make the boring pick and go with one of the music movies. I have A Complete Unknown ranked the highest because it's the strongest Best Picture nominee, but now that I'm thinking about it, they could recognize all the phenomenal live on-set performances in Wicked. That being said, the sound design branch at the Academy was on point with last year's win for The Zone of Interest, so I think I have faith in them to pick Dune. The Substance was snubbed, by the way. That movie has the best sound design of the year. This and the cinematography snub show that the Academy really does have no idea what they're doing. But best sound, pick and prediction, Dune Part 2. Best score, this category pisses me off. Yeah, I guess I predict The Brutalist. That movie does have a really good score. I'm not making a personal pick. Challengers is my pick. We have the Diane Warren consolation category, Best Original Song. I can't be bothered to care this year. No personal pick, but my prediction is that it's going to this Emilia Perez song. It swept all the precursors. If Emilia Perez has been completely tanked because of the racist tweets controversy, I think it'll go to Elton John because he's Elton John, but it's probably Emilia Perez. What Epstein-level dirt does Diane Warren have on the Academy to keep getting nominated for Best Original Song? I'm glad we're not getting live performances of these songs this year because this category sucks. There's no way this year's winner would be better than that Billie Eilish song from Barbie, and there's no way any of the live performances would top last year's performance of I'm Just Ken. So that's kind of a downer ending, but thanks for watching. I don't think I'm going to be recording a live reaction to the Oscars, but I'm going to check in the next day to see how I did with my predictions. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and comment what you think is going to win big at this year's Oscars ceremony. Hey, welcome back to the 10 seconds of black screen at the end card so that you can click on stuff. I like this video because it didn't take me multiple weeks to write, record, and edit, unlike my last video, the Best Picture ranking, which you'll find linked on the screen right now. If you like this video, be sure to go check it out. Thanks so much for watching.